Mr. Vice President, Registrar Dr. Ruth Brown, Senior Examiner Dr. Helen Gurney, very cooperative staff of Apollo Hospital, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. This is a unique occasion, a moment in history not only recognizing emergency medicine in India, but also a chance to recognize the vision and commitment of Dr. Hariprasad. Of course, you will know him better than I. Of course, you will know better than I Dr. Prasad's outstanding professional achievements. But it is fitting for me to briefly recount the highlights. A loving husband, a proud father, a caring son. Dr. Prasad states in his CV that his professional objective is to make a difference in healthcare in India. After graduation, Harry chose to specialize in anesthesiology. This enabled him to work across many specialties. But within a few years, he appreciated the need for emergency medicine when few others had such foresight or belief in the potential benefit. Mahatma Gandhi once said that if you want to change the world, be one yourself. He changed himself from being an anesthetist to then emergency physician. As Dr. Gautam described, Dr. Pratap Reddy, as you know, chairman of the Apollo Group, pioneer then, but leader now, was one of the few who appreciated Harry's objectives and decided to launch the first A&E Apollo hospitals in Hyderabad. As Chinese say, this was the first step in a 1,000 miles long journey. Infrastructure needed to be complemented by trained personnel, but no such training program existed here, either for doctors or for paramedics. Under Dr. Prasad's leadership, this hospital, Apollo Hospital, established a network of emergency services in Hyderabad. Dr. Prasad hosted the first ever emergency medicine conference in India in 1999, from which, as you know, emerged the Society for Emergency Medicine India. And in 2000, the first ever emergency care system, both pre-hospital as well as A&E, became operational. The Apollo model qualified quickly proved a success. It was adopted by other institutions and was introduced across 12 other Apollo hospitals in India. There are a number of institutions working with Dr. Prasad to realize his objective, and the College of Emergency Medicine is one of those partners. Together, we have developed a postgraduate examination linked to local training programs to certify that trainees have reached a standard of knowledge, skills and behaviors that is recognized internationally. Today, there are a number of graduates of Apollo program improving care in emergency all over this country. As ever, challenge remains, but Dr. Prasad's professional progeny are carrying out the beacon that he lit once. The College of Emergency Medicine takes great pleasure in awarding this honorary fellowship, acknowledging Dr. Hariprasad's extraordinary contribution to improving health care in general, but in particular, launching the emergency medicine training program. As Dr. Glucksman said, and I remind you, this honor has been awarded only to 20 individuals, each of whom have made a distinguished contribution to emergency medicine. And we are particularly delighted that Dr. Prasad's honorary fellowship is the first one granted by the college after having been incorporated by the Royal Charter in 2008. It is the first to be granted to an eminent physician outside Europe too. Cricket's loss is a gain for emergency medicine, Dr. Prasad. And at this juncture, may I give you the best wishes from the college for the continuing collaboration within our two organizations. Mr. Vice President, I present to you Dr. Hariprasad for the conferment of honorary fellowship of the College of Emergency Medicine.
I have accepted this fellowship, and I believe that I have accepted it not as an individual, but on behalf of everyone who has contributed to emergency medicine as a specialty in this country. I believe that it is the most critical specialty. You might have the best of cardiothoracic surgeons, the best of cardiac surgeons, orthopedic surgeons, neurosurgeons, but the patient needs to reach the surgeons in an appropriate time where they will be able to intervene and provide the services and save a life. The challenge for this country has been that is not happening. We lose over 1 million lives every year for want of optimal care during the golden hour, which is the first hour after an injury or an accident or a heart attack. The more significant part of it is a majority of this 1 million people are in the productive age group. They are the bread earners for the family. They are the ones who are sustaining the family, and loss of a bread earner from a family causes a significant impact on the socio-economic status of the country. It is in this background that Dr. Reddy set on the path of setting up an emergency system in the country. I believe we've made a beginning, but there is still a long, long distance that we need to travel. And this needs the support of everybody. And to begin with, the powers that be, whether it's the politicians or the bureaucrats, first need to understand and complement and support this society to be established in the country. And finally, I want to leave behind a warning. Emergency medicine is basically two components. The first one, pre-hospital emergency care. The second one is the in-hospital emergency care. Unless both of them work together, unless both of them work in tandem, emergency care cannot be successful. There has been a move towards differentiating the two and establishing them in isolation, which is not really optimal, which would not produce the optimal results. And I sincerely believe that we need to work towards taking this specialty towards the 360-degree approach. The media is here. More than carrying the news of the fellowship or the graduation, I sincerely request them to carry the message of emergency medicine across the community to the powers that be, to make sure that they understand this is a specialty that saves lives and the country needs it. Once again, I'd like to thank the college for this honor.